The green light is on.
All right, we are ready. All right, and we're just letting people in. Okay. And we are good to go. Hi, thank you, and welcome to the latest of the Cooking Club. Can you believe today, this month, is a year that we have been doing this? Isn't that hard to believe? It was February, we started with everything chocolate. And we're still here, and you're still coming, and I appreciate all of that. So just to let you know, we do have next month, we're gonna do something a little different. No, I was gonna say, no, I'm not cooking again, but yes, I am cooking again, but it's going to be.
With Margie?
No, Margie, I know she loves to cook, and she's really dying to do another one, so we'll drag her in again. But this time, what we wanna do is show you different websites and different companies where you could order either something that's portioned or options where you can order in a meal that's already done, so you could just throw it in the oven or in the microwave. Just so, you know, because I know everybody loves to cook and spend hours in cooking, but there are always options, and this is a lot cheaper. You can order packets and things, and it's a little more expensive than buying your own, but less expensive than ordering in from a restaurant, and you know, so all of that. So that's going to be fun for next month. And just to remind you, we do have the RSS cookbook that we are still, if we need a few extra things, I would love to have maybe a family recipe, any pictures that you might have, old pictures of people eating or cooking, or if any of you are photographers and have really cool pictures of food, things that you might like, I would love to take those, but we're in process, so I think we're good, and I'm gonna let Maudene take over now.
Hi. Welcome back, everyone. Let's see, tell me the best place to stand for the online. I guess here. I'm backing up, okay. So I brought in this afternoon, 3 books about food that I found in my home that I have doubles of, and I'm more than happy to donate them to the Cooking Club.
Yes.
To be the first installations of the lending library. They're circulating, so we'll show them later. And Tamika has to get first crack. Yeah. And I didn't know you were there, so it was totally said with respect. The books.
Do you use the pasta chilled or hot?
Chilled is better,
Okay.
but if it's, room temperature is also good.
Okay. Enjoy, guys.
Okay, so you have today, a few recipes, let's go over them I'll go over them with you. Kale
Don't forget,
and
we have
apple
people
sauce.
in the online queue.
Yes, so the ones online, I need to stand here so that I can be seen better, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So we have, kale and apple slaw. This one the ingredients are listed on the front page, and it might be a little hard to read the copy that you have. So I basically dug out the copy that I emailed to Barbara. So it calls for 1 pound of curly kale, leaves removed and stems and thinly sliced. And I'm gonna do, the kitchen staff has been fabulous, and they've done a lot of the prep for me, but I'll pretend to thinly slice while we're here. Then a Granny Smith apple, also cut into matchsticks, and then 1 red apple, also cut into matchsticks. So we're really looking at a play of bitter and sweet and color variations. Then we're also needing 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. I'm reading them because your copies might not be good, in case you want to jot down.
And if anybody wants a copy, I will make a legible copy that I can share.
Yeah.
All right? So just let me know.
Okay, back to this one. And then we're gonna flavor that with cider vinegar, honey, and Dijon mustard. We then have a topping, which includes poppy seeds, salt and pepper to taste, and a little olive oil. So what the instructions tell us to do is, in a large bowl, combine the kale, the apples, the onion. In a separate bowl, add the vinegar, honey, mustard, poppy seeds, salt, and pepper. And then combine the dressing and the slaw mixture. Let sit for about 15 minutes at room temperature or up to 2 hours. So who here has eaten raw kale before? I come from an old southern family. We cook our kale. But the raw kale seems to be a very popular thing. And I found that massaging the kale makes it a tiny bit more enjoyable when it's eaten raw. Has anyone ever done that? We're gonna massage the kale. Okay, so that's the instructions in case your printed copy is hard to read. After the kale recipe, we're going to make a creamy garlic skillet chicken with spinach. Teach me how to read, okay? That one requires me not to overcook the pot, just keeping it a little warm as we get ready to do it. We're gonna do chicken, pieces are over here. We're going to add, again, a pinch of salt, pinch of black pepper, olive oil. Instead of cloves of garlic, we have garlic powder, which is fine. I don't keep cloves of garlic in the house because I don't cook with it often, and it's a shame to waste it. I have tried tucking it in a flower pot to see if I could get a stalk to grow, and I haven't had much success. Has anyone else had success with that? But I know a lot of people do. Okay, so the second thing the other ingredients include dry white wine, which I don't think is here. I could have brought that from home. Okay, 2 cups of chopped fresh spinach and then heavy cream. So we're talking Heart Health Month, and heavy cream is associated with being high in saturated fat. Now the guidelines on how much saturated fat doesn't say you never touch heavy cream. And it doesn't really swear that heavy cream is gonna make your cholesterol go through the roof. It's just generally, your usual food choices should not ideally have a lot of heavy cream, hard cheese, soft cheese like brie, and lots of fatty beef and fatty pork. So it's not that heavy cream is bad, it's the big picture. I did, however, bring some plain Greek yogurt. This is the Target brand from home, in case anyone here would say, what do we really, is that heavy cream a good idea? So it's an option. We can make a cup, we can swap it out, or we can use exactly what the recipe calls for. So let me start with the kale salad. Putting first my gloves on. And so it's Heart Month, Heart Healthy Month. I did go online to find out what the latest recommendations are for heart health. Because the first question I often get, and I've even had it, I'm sure, in some of the PowerPoint presentations that I've done online, is how many eggs can we eat? So American Heart Association is saying an egg a day is fine in a healthy diet. And in fact, for older folks, who I consider myself a happy member of, 2 eggs a day. And that has to do with making a strong case for good protein sources. That if you have a very high cholesterol level, if you have a strong history of heart disease, then you probably want to be a little more stingy with your weekly egg consumption. But an egg a day is not blasted as if you do that, you're just digging your grave with a fork. Is that good news? Yeah. Okay, so I think I am going to sliver these a bit more, because it's supposed to be a slaw. We had lessons a couple of months ago on how to use a knife. If Tamika's not watching, I'll just be a bad girl. So who here enjoys eggs? Am I under the
Oh, we need spotlight on the
cutting board?
cutting board.
It is.
Okay, I think so, we're good.
Okay. So most thing about eggs is, does anybody have any egg jokes? I made a why the chicken crossed the road joke. You ready? To hide behind the broccoli. Okay, that's an intellectual joke. Here's the deal. If you are in an average urban area, you will easily find fried chicken places. Every restaurant, no matter what country's culture it represents, there will be a fried chicken main dish or finger food. Am I kidding? I mean, we saw chicken go crazy in time for Super Bowl. A little side thing, I heard on the news that the words Super Bowl are patented or copyrighted. You know, you can't use it without permission
Copyrighted.
of the people who copyrighted it. So if I am, for example, a Nelson supermarket chain, if I use an ad that says, come buy your Super Bowl snacks at my store, I can get sued. But a company like Lay's, or actually I don't remember the companies, but imagine Lay's or Ballpark, who have branded products, will sign a contract with Super Bowl to be able to say, buy Ballpark Franks for your Super Bowl party. So my daughter said, is that why Target just kept saying, come here for your Sunday snacks? I said, yep, Target didn't sign the contract. Okay, so you can always find chicken tidbits. Can you find broccoli? No. So I had this vision that the chicken said to itself, they're not gonna be looking for broccoli, so I'm gonna cross the road and hide behind the broccoli, and that's my joke. How does it go? Put a bump or something like that? Okay, so let's get this slaw of celery all ready and massage this celery with the vinegar that's part of the recipe. Is anyone else here fond of plain raw kale? Did you say celery?
Me?
Yeah,
I
okay.
like my raw kale.
I need to, it's all about, if I can cook it just as easily as eat it raw, I probably would go ahead and cook it. So one of the things about this recipe that I thought would be useful is that once it's finished, I think you'd be perfectly legit to toss it in a skillet and let it roll around for a minute and a half. What do you think? Yep, okay, so I might stop here in the name of time and pop this back in the. Would anyone like to taste raw kale as is? It's already been washed. There's no standing, forming a line and pushing and shoving for that, eh? Okay. Did you like my joke? You wanna tell that joke? Why did the chicken cross the road? It's not going anywhere. Do I hear the don't quit your day job story? Okay, let's put this in. And the amount of vinegar that it calls for, we already forgot. And I may have to, 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. So let's do that. This is probably pre-measured. I have my heart-shaped measuring spoons.
Oh, wow.
'Cause I left my last set here and I haven't found them yet. So let's see, where did I find these?
Oh my God.
At my favorite thrift shop, Unique, where it must have been, I think the packaging that it came in said, thank you for coming to my bridal shower.
Oh.
So it was obviously a goodie bag gift. I thought it was cute. Okay, massage. You don't need special flute music for this, do you?
I could bring some up if you need me.
The kale doesn't say anything. So no one's ever done this, huh? No, well, you got the idea.
And why do you massage the kale?
I don't have a food science reason, but it is just more palatable.
Okay.
Anybody wanna Google that on their phone real quick? These young folks, they don't know anything about real research, do they?
Maudene, what I've heard about the reason we massage kale is that it helps to break down the cellular walls of the tough kale and helps us to be able to digest it better.
I like that. That's a perfectly reasonable and supportable answer. It helps to break down the fibers and you can digest it better. So, I'm gonna now come over and start slicing or making matchsticks out of my apple. Tamika did an apple slice, which was, nothing short of artistic. I'm not gonna be that cute today. Okay, this is for our refuse, which I suppose will go into the compost at some point. And I'm gonna do this fast because I think we can probably spend too much time on the slice, not enough time on the eat. So let me make this look easy and awkward with gloves on, but that's the deal. I often wondered, should I wear a mask as well? These good enough matchsticks? Do you want them stickier? You know the right answer, right? Sure, they're good enough. Okay, what's the
How many eggs a day is okay?
one? And for older people, 2. Yeah, because we need the good protein. And by the way, if you want to get more information about the health attributes of eggs, the Egg Board, the special interest group that's provides information for the poultry industry, will fill up your inbox with lots of newsletters and lots of research to remind you that eggs do not cause heart attacks and they are not immediately a cause of high cholesterol. So how come they've been, maligned, right? Okay, let's do the red one so we can get this show on the road.
Quick question, because you keep talking about protein. How much protein should an older person have?
The recommended dietary allowance is taking your weight in kilograms and to multiply it by 0.8. That's not an answer. Okay. So it turns out to be about 50 to 60 grams a day. Yeah, and an egg is about 7 to 8, depending on the size of the egg. As well as cheese and milk, yogurt, also excellent sources of protein. Other excellent sources, of course, include beans and nuts, and chicken, beef, lamb, veal. None of those are, we're not saying that everything has to be plant-based, but if you're eating plant-based protein and you combine different ones together, like rice with beans, or bread with peanut butter, or it's called protein complementing or completing.
I think mushrooms
Yeah,
have protein in them. There are a couple other vegetables that have protein,
right.
including kale.
And the vegetables are not generously high as in comparison to beans and nuts, but good. Okay, I think I'm gonna give this little red apple this last slice, put the rest aside, because we did have a little more kale in case I wanna make a little mini salad at the end, in case there's not enough. And then we're going to add our red onion. This slaw is looking pretty, isn't it? As you can see. That way, okay. And right here. So now let's throw in, oh, that's right, we were struggling to get the ingredients clear. So for red onions, it says, trying to find it. There's the apple, a half of a red onion slice. So is that a half of a sliced red onion? Yeah, more?
Yeah.
Sure, good, okay, first of all, these were sliced, with very efficiently. I'm just gonna cut them a little shorter. Cause it's almost like when you're eating spaghetti, you don't like a spaghetti to smack you in the cheek.
This is a better copy.
Okay. So a half of a red onion.
Here, if you need a better copy,
Oh, okay,
that
thank you.
is much better.
All right, you can smell the onion from that side? Yeah,
Okay, there you go, there's your.
thank you. Okay, I'm gonna stop with that amount and then complete the recipe so we can move on to the next. All right, so what comes after the red onion, for those of us who are still paying attention? We put our apple cider vinegar and the 2 tablespoons of honey and the tablespoon of Dijon mustard. And then it wants us to create a dressing on the side with poppy seeds, salt, pepper, and olive oil. So I'm gonna put the poppy seeds here, and the amount of poppy seeds is a half of a teaspoon. That's not gonna be enough to give you a positive drug test. Sorry about that. So here's a fourth of a teaspoon. We have some other measuring spoons, but I'm just gonna floss these first, okay? Rather than dirty up a big bowl, so here's our poppy seeds. Then it asks us for a teeny bit of salt.
Why don't we do this so that people aren't looking into
Ah,
garbage
good point.
container?
Pinch
We
of
can put-
salt,
And maybe put do the poppy seeds over here, so
good
people.
idea.
And that's why I'm here.
And then this.
I
How was that for centering?
like that,
That's
perfect,
better.
perfect.
Salt, pepper, olive oil's right in front of me, and the honey.
That's better?
And the quantity of honey that the recipe asks for is 2 tablespoons and a tablespoon of the Dijon mustard. I'm pretty sure this volume is already 1 tablespoon, so I'm going to put it in. I have a scraper. Scraper's probably a little bigger than I need to manage.
Goes into the salad dressing, right?
I think so, but you know, it's all gonna get huggy together, isn't it? Okay. And the honey, and it calls for 2 tablespoons of honey. That makes sense, because the honey is really gonna offset the vinegar a bit. Here's my tablespoon. Thank you. Here's 1. Well, this is good honey. This is not that junk honey.
And we don't mess around.
No.
We don't do that, you know.
Okay. And so this one says try to let it sit for at least 15 minutes or longer. So this will be good that once we start with this one, and the rest will slowly, she turns step by step.
Go down, there you go, now you're in the camera.
Anything missing out of this, I didn't do the black pepper.
You have black pepper in
Yeah.
here.
It's the only thing I think I didn't pinch.
I think, is this the black pepper?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch me put everything in the mixture here?
Oh, you're good. You got everything.
Okay, and I'm blending slowly. Remember, the vinegar would have been in the cup, but I used it in advance. So I'm just gonna give everything 1 slurp, a mix. And I think we can get the most kale indifferent people. I know somebody at a table over there I wouldn't say kale indifferent, I said, no, I don't like kale. We could get the borderline kale people to join the party on here.
Yes.
Okay, now as I look through here, I don't really see poppy seeds, but I'm sure it's gonna enhance the flavor. And I might think a couple more of those beautiful red onions and a couple more slices of apple wouldn't hurt. But you got the big picture. We're gonna let this one kind of just sit and soak, bring in all those wonderful flavors, and we'll come back to this one. There, okay. Towards the end. Ta-da! Okay, next one. We're gonna cook us some chicken. I would like to put this in another container, because I don't wanna throw it away.
Why don't we, just, do that for now,
Yes, for
and
now.
then you need me to get you another one?
Let's see, probably not.
Okay. I can always get you another one.
Okay,
That would be my snack.
There's a little contaminated with a tiny bit of, so I don't need, can you move my phone?
Yes.
Anywhere, I can put it next to my sweater. Okay. So we're gonna do the chicken recipe, or we're gonna do the pasta recipe is chilling.
Let me go and get the pasta. Okay.
So the next one we're gonna do is cook some chicken.
Are you gonna need a second cutting board then if you're doing the chicken?
Probably,
I will get.
probably and properly. Okay, so it says a pound of chicken cutlets. I think we can kind of cut this recipe down for, timing, because it will take longer to cook in the skillet. All right, then a half a teaspoon of salt divided, so we're gonna do some early, some late, some pepper, another a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, 3 cloves of garlic grated, we're gonna sprinkle on some garlic powder, more of that dry white wine, and then 2 cups of coarsely chopped fresh spinach and a half a cup of heavy cream. So starting with the chicken. I will also have ready a second pair of gloves, she said with confidence. Because once you're chickeny, you don't have a lot of, oh, nice.
What would you like?
Here's good, thank you. Okay, I'm
What
gonna
a
have this,
professional is like, I guess.
Who knows what she's doing?
well, oh, she can wing it without anyone figuring it out until it's over. Okay. So we're gonna cut the chicken cutlets. Now, does anyone here bang their chicken to flatten it? Have you done that before?
Yeah.
Okay. I find that's useful for something that you want it to cook quickly, or when you're gonna coat it, you can make it even. This one does not tell us to handle our chicken that way, so I'm gonna just cut it though in slightly smaller bits so that it comes out maybe 2 inches by 3 inches. Does that work for everybody? Okay, here we go. Oil in the pan. And we were negotiating this burner because I think on one occasion we were cooking and that this burner just didn't get hot quickly. And so Barbara said, we're just gonna have it warming and keep it warm in case that helps. Turn it up and start with these chicken cutlets. It's a resealable top, which I think I need to cut. Well, let's see. I'm gonna cut along the top broken, serrated line. Remember that time Margie cut the raisin bag?
Yeah.
We have very short and long memories here. Okay. So I'm not sure what a pound looks like of chicken cutlets. So I'm gonna make this what's gonna fit in the pan. Does that work?
Yes.
I think we're gonna do 3. Then I'm going to seal the bag back up. All right. So again, I'm not flattening them because I think there's something nice about something with a bit more density. Does anybody make a point of cutting against the grain, against the grain of the muscle, so that you don't get it stringy? I've done a little bit of both here, hoping I won't be punished by the grain gods. Okay. So now while this is cooking, I'll get everything else together. We're hoping it's gonna get nice and hot. Okay, there's a tiny little sizzle there. There's gotta be at least enough for everybody to get a proper taste. Little mini portion. Okay, and now I need to rid myself of the raw chicken.
So I have
Good,
a clean cutting board.
okay, and can I dispatch someone to clean the
I will.
knife?
Oh, yes, okay, so just give me, I'll take the whole thing.
Okay, cool.
You get the next, and I
Yep.
will get you another knife.
I might ask also for another set of plastic gloves.
There should be another set over there. Take a look.
Mhm.
No, those may not be, okay.
Yeah, this one I just pulled out. Oh, no, I tucked them in my pocket. Don't tell Margie I was talking about her, how she opened up the raisin bag. Don't mention it to her. All right, so we got the chicken on heat, okay, and now, we're gonna let it turn once. Now they say to cook the garlic as though you had garlic cloves. Pardon me while I remember that you don't put 2 fingers in one glove. There you go. And we're gonna transfer that chicken to a plate. What I'm going to do in the meantime is get the sauce started. There we go. Got it. So this will be ready. I'm pretty certain I won't have to use anything else that's gonna be contaminated, cross-contaminated with the raw chicken, so I'm pretty good to get this going. And here we are with our ingredients. We have a cup of dry white wine. If we don't have white wine, does anyone have a suggestion for a substitute? I have no idea. Or will do. I would Google that too. Broth, excellent idea. Why not? Yeah. It did not escape my attention that we don't have white wine.
No.
No.
Can I,
Yes,
so now you got cream.
right.
We're good.
Okay, so once the chicken cooks on both sides, which it's about to do here, I'm supposed to separate it or place it on a different platter. And then I'm going to use the skillet to cook the garlic, which I'm not gonna cook because it's garlic powder, and give the spinach a little bit of a sizzle, and then combine the two again. It probably could, if you can see what I'm doing, it probably wouldn't hurt for it to be a little more brown. But you know how when you're not accustomed to the intensity of your heat or the amount of sear that you get on your pan, I'm just trying not to get it too far. All right, so the garlic is gonna go in next. We're not gonna stir it for 30 seconds because as I mentioned, it's garlic powder. We're gonna return heat to medium and stir in the spinach, the cream, and the remaining salt and pepper, and then return the chicken and coat it with the sauce. So that sounds like one of those weeknight, not too complicated processes, right? Okay. Shall we use the heavy cream or should we use the yogurt? Heavy cream. Which one? For real? Okay, yeah, question? We're voting heavy cream. Hello, heavy cream. Okay, and we're still cooking over here. Yeah, we're gonna let this give a little more time. Just the idea of the saturated fat of heavy cream and the total saturated fat is whether that's a heart healthy choice. So my emphasis in the beginning was it isn't one food on your plate, but it's really your entire food choices throughout the day. So if you were going from here to a mixer, I would love to be invited to a mixer, okay. Where you're gonna have brie cheese, and should I go on? Chicken fingers that have been cooked in something. Then you might say, that's a lot of saturated fat for the day. But I think for the one portion that will come from here, and it is an exceptionally good flavor. Absolutely. This yogurt per 3/4 of a cup will contain a total of 7 grams of fat. And the heavy cream in the serving size is a tablespoon. I have to do some math. 4 tablespoons to 1/4 of a cup. 8 tablespoons to 1/2 a cup. 12 tablespoons to 3/4 of a cup. So I'm gonna multiply everything on here times 12. Okay, okay, so that's 5 grams of fat for a tablespoon times 12. Yeah, so that's 60 compared to 60 grams of fat for 3/4 of a cup, which is the serving size to compare equal quantities. Now, yeah, it's a treat. For this recipe, which is going to serve, quote, 4, it asks for 1/2 of a cup of heavy cream, so that would be 8 tablespoons times 5 grams of fat, 40. For serving 4 people, so you can get about 10 grams of total fat from the heavy cream, where you would get a fraction of that from the yogurt. And of the total fat, we're cooking up over here. The total fat, the saturated fat is 3 grams, so that would be 3 times 8. Or 21. Nobody does any math anymore either. They whip out their phones, right? Okay, let's see. We're gonna check this guy. Remember, getting rid of the pink is not enough cooking to assure that you have eliminated all the potential salmonella. So now we got a good brown on one side. We're almost there. We'll throw in the spinach, throw in the heavy cream, the salt, pepper, and the garlic powder, and call it a day. Call it a platter. Can you see the brown? Not much, let me put it over here. Here it goes. You see the brown? Much better, yeah? Okay. I'm not gonna let it stay too long, because even though it's just chicken and olive oil, it's splattering, and I don't want it to splatter on someone's iPhone. Okay, now, so the best thing to do would be to have a meat thermometer. I don't have one. The best thing to do is you have a meat thermometer, and you would like it to get to meat thermometer. I'm trying to remember what the poultry, I think poultry is 160.
Yep.
That's the best thing to do. Oh, let's do it, sure. Hey, we're professionals around here.
Then now you'll have one.
Because just getting rid of the pink doesn't assure that you've gotten up to 160. Okay, so we're almost ready to remove the chicken. And then add the spinach, the heavy cream, and the garlic powder with a little salt and pepper. Sound so good?
Yeah.
Sounds easy? Sounds like you might try it?
I think so.
Yeah. Now, rumor has it there's more chicken here, but I'm sure the kitchen will find use for it. Okay, putting this in the back. Here's our spinach. I'm gonna put the poppy seeds back as we're done. I'm pretty sure we're at 160. Yeah, 160. I do have a meat thermometer in my home, but I won't tell you that. Okay, my nose will grow if I tell you I use it every day. Did anyone ever read the original Pinocchio? The book from 18-something, written by an Italian fable guy. It's freaking weird. It is not like Disney.
No.
You read it?
No.
Have you read it, Barbara, the original Pinocchio?
Like Grimm's fairy tale.
Oh, yeah.
The word Grimm is.
An understatement, yeah.
Not a happy word, Grimm. Yeah, that was a children's nightmare. Thank you.
Yeah. The ones who dance until they dance their feet off. I mean, hello. We call the 800 number now. I'm gonna go ahead and think this is ready. What do you think? Because I don't want to.
Do you think it is ready?
I think it's at 160.
Here comes the thermometer.
Okay, here comes the chef.
Yes. Here you go, Chef.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Okay.
Second, but there are two experts here.
And do I pull off the bottom? Ta-da! And we are getting. Well, I have to turn it on, don't I? It's a little on button.
Yeah.
I hate those tricks. Do I go into mode? Okay.
You got it?
I hope so.
Don't touch the bottom, okay.
No, right, okay. Yeah, definitely don't want it damaged. 157, 158, 158.9, 159.6, 160.1. Okay. Thank you, meat thermometer people. Okay, now I'm going to put it in here, which is not exactly the most gorgeous platter, but it's gonna work. And then we're going to put in our spinach, our salt and pepper, our garlic powder, maybe a little more olive oil, we'll see. I mean, the whole idea of the spinach is kind of to wilt it. And there's a tiny bit of oil left over. And it's salt and pepper to taste, sort of. So I can tell you right away, you don't want me doing it. I have the proverbial heavy hand. However, salt, like saturated fat, is something that is kind of based on your daily overall choice. It's not any one item on the table. The likelihood that you would have an adverse effect from the salt in this wilted spinach and chicken is pretty slim. Okay, is everyone looking at the ingredients with me? I would hate to leave something out. Okay, I'm gonna put in my half a cup of cream. Nothing's left out, correct? My astute audience? Okay. Have a cup, here we go. So what if you don't have a proper measuring cup? What are your options? I usually find something that I know is a standard and base something on that. So here's the half cup. And to this, let me just put the top back on quickly. I'm gonna stir those guys together and the garlic powder. Boom. Okay. Chicken. And everybody is happy. So I think what I'm gonna do is remove it from the skillet and put it in here. And what we're calling this is a creamy, somebody tell me the title of this recipe. Yes. Now, if we wanted to get exceptionally cute, of course, we could have some raw spinach on the side as a garnish. But I'm moving it out of the pan because I don't want it to overcook and have the cream separate. Okay, let me turn this one off. Sticking it on the cold side. Now, it isn't the most attractive in the bowl.
You don't need that?
Yeah, thank you. Oh, that's better. But it's really gonna sing to us when we get around to tasting it. Okay?
Wow.
Okay, so I'm gonna put it back under the spotlight for a moment, and we're gonna do our pasta dish now. We're good? Ready? So we have our kale over here marinating, we have our pasta dish about to chase. So who wants to read with me the pasta instructions? It's there we go. And you know, I'm leaving the best for last, right, which is the chocolate mug cake. All right, so we have here approximately 2 cups of cooked pasta, or dry and then cooked.
So is the pasta measured 2 cups dry or 2 cups cooked?
Dry.
2 cups
So
dry.
it usually
Okay.
doubles in bulk. Okay, so the zucchini is already washed. I'm now going to slice it into half rounds. I'm gonna cut the cherry tomatoes in half, and then, yep. We have dried parsley, but that's okay. It's all good. And we're going to use more garlic powder instead of garlic, fresh cut garlic, and olive oil, which is close by. Okay. So let's go with our directions. Prepare the pasta as directed on the box. Well done. While the pasta is cooking, add the olive oil to the frying pan, heat on low for 2 minutes, add the zucchini, our salt-free seasoning, which is over here as well. Beautifully labeled by the kitchen staff. And Barbara,
Yes.
I probably should give this a quick rinse, the skillet.
Okay.
Because it's cooked, but I don't wanna transfer flavors from one dish to another.
That's hot.
Yeah, I was getting ready to intervene.
Do you need this also, a new one of this?
Probably.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, sorry, thank you.
That's okay.
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 So while we're waiting for the pan to come back, let's cut our zucchini into half rounds. Now, half round to me, tell me if you interpret it the same way, means I'm gonna cut it down the center and then cut?
Right.
Yeah, and that would be, to me, more efficient to cut down the center as opposed to cut the rounds and then cut the rounds in half.
Why is it more efficient?
I think I can do less chopping motion by doing it in this direction than if I had cut these and then have to cut each one individually in half. Unless I'm really like with nothing to do. Did it give a suggestion on 1/4 inch thickness or anything like that? Just says half rounds? Okay. And the kitchen has already washed the zucchini for me. How many of you love raw zucchini? I don't know, I don't have that DNA. Vegetables are good, but they gotta be cooked. I'm almost ready to cook lettuce. I'm not very far. Yeah, I like vegetables cooked. Okay, so here are one of my zucchini in cut rounds, and these guys shrink up like crazy, so it's not like, it looks like a large volume, but it's gonna turn into something much more manageable. Looking to see if we're under the light, good. I do cut off that stump. There we go. And for the longest time, I mistakenly put zucchini in a different botanical family. So it's a squash, but I was putting it in the family with eggplant, which is the nightshade family. This is so wrong. Tell me if you had anything that it occurred to you, this is not what you thought it was when you were well past 50. Thank you.
Judy's back on?
Yes, thank you. So who here considers lightning and thunder two different things? Lightning and thunder. Do you think of lightning as one thing and thunder is something different? Somebody, come on, help me feel better. Lightning is the visual, the thunder is the sound. It's the same thing.
It is the same thing?
Isn't that funny?
The sound, the lightning, the thunder is the sound from the lightning.
So we know that light travels faster than sound. So you see the lightning and then you hear the thunder. But when you see it and it happens at the same time, that storm is right on top of you. Which doesn't make it bad, it just means, I was amazed when it occurred to me, oh, I mean, I was well past the age of innocence. Okay, so we are turning on. So we're cutting our cherry tomatoes in half. I'm cutting them down from the stem source down, not halfway through the middle. Does anybody have a preference? Okay, so do you have a preference with? Don't care. Mix it up. Okay, so you've seen on the chef's shows where they'll tell you to put your cherry tomatoes on a saucer and then cover that with another saucer and then you put your knife in between. That is not as easy as they make it look. But one of the things which is a universal truth, this is across the globe, probably on other planets, whenever you bite into a cherry tomato, it will squirt out your mouth. Just be ready to not look cool. Okay, I'm gonna get some more oil so we can start our zucchini cooking. Gotta do this, holding it on the table, it's supposed to in the air. How are we doing on time, Barbara?
You're fine, I think we have it great.
Okay. Okay, so I want someone to share these instructions with me. So we're putting olive oil in a large frying pan, and we're gonna heat it on low for 2 minutes, then we're gonna add the zucchini. I'm not sure if this is olive oil, it's probably vegetable oil.
I think it's canola.
Canola. We might have an olive oil lurking in the cups, let me check.
Might be the same oil though.
Yeah, this,
I-
guess what I found? White wine. Ooh.
Oh.
What recipe was that in? That was in the chicken. It's going. There was no white wine in the kale, say yes.
You don't have to cook it in order for it to, I guess we'll find out.
I could have saved it for after everyone goes home, you know. I was like letting you see what a generous person I am.
You notice she didn't use all of it.
I know. Well, we sort of made the chicken a little smaller.
Yeah.
Oats, poppy seed, lemon juice. I think we're good. Everything that's, all the olive oil options are around here. So this says VO. Vegetable oil, probably vegetable oil. Okay. So I'm just gonna put a little dab of this in there. It's a dab, okay. And to that, we're adding we're gonna if the instructions say let this heat for 2 minutes. It's to make sure that you don't have too much of the oil kind of saturate your food. So when the oil's not hot, it won't, when it's hot, it creates kind of a sizzle around the surface area of your food, but if it's not, the oil it's absorbed by the food faster, it's soggier and disgusting. It's real in it, Sid. Okay, what else are we gonna do with that oil? After the zucchini goes in, the tomatoes, we're gonna add the pasta and the cooked veggies to a large bowl. And here's a large bowl. It's large enough, right? Mix the parsley and the lemon juice, which will be, I'll ad-lib that one as well. Enjoy warm or refrigerate. How are we doing over here? This looks like it's starting to have a sheen on it. That's a good sign. So we'll start off with, will it sizzle? A tiny bit. It's sizzling, okay.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Yeah. Okay. And the only thing about cooking on a skillet is that you really do have to wipe everything up around it. I've never bought one of those guards that you can add to keep grease from popping. Does anyone have any of those? Like a grease guard?
It works.
Does it? Okay.
It's like, it looks like a fan, it's green as a fan, right, you have one? And you put it on top of the pan, and it catches the oil and it splatters, so it keeps them a little less splattering. Right, it's Amazon? Yeah, I think you have a
Dollar store. Yeah.
dollar store, what's it called again?
Splash guard or something like that. Anyone?
You know what, I'll Google
Google
it.
it. There we
I'll
go.
look on Amazon and,
Now, here's what happens, you're gonna get a lot of feed in your Facebook page for cooking utensils, or something for the lazy cook, or something. If you, the algorithms are gonna identify us as people who splash a lot of grease. Okay, can you hear that? Unfortunately, zucchini cooks quickly. And zucchini can be enjoyed without being fully tender and wussy, wimpy. Okay, we got the zucchini going. In a moment, I'm going to add the cherry tomatoes. So it says 1 cup of chopped tomatoes. I think I'm just shy of a cup. Let me just add a few more. And these are nice big cherry tomatoes. Who here gardens and grows tomatoes? Yeah. That's understatement. One of the recommendations is that you grow cherry tomatoes, because then you get to eat tomatoes all the time, whereas opposed to waiting for your tomato vine to fully ripen, and then you have 50 tomatoes at once. So, it works for me, and I'm a very small, scale gardener. Okay. These guys are going in. Who else goes in? Smells good, doesn't it? I said to Mika, I want to buy a couple of dinners to take home today. I don't want to cook when I go home. Lemon juice. Yep. And that goes in the bowl once this comes out? Oh, okay. Okay. I think I'm gonna use a slightly bigger bowl, because between the volume of the pasta and the volume of the bowl and the addition of the zucchini, I'm gonna need more navigation space. But we went a little, we did a Fred Flintstone over here, huh? Okay, the tomatoes, they want the tomatoes to cook another 2 minutes? Any more chicken across the road jokes? No? Anybody online have any questions or jokes?
My question is there a substitute for using white wine?
Oh, we called out on that, and I think we agreed, no, I can't think of anything, oh no, broth, take that back, well, but a very good suggestion was broth.
Any particular broth or just any broth you like?
Who gave the broth suggestion? Yes, he did. Whatever you got. How's it looking? Can you see? Looks good. Okay, I've turned everything off here. And now we're going to, I'm just gonna very generously sprinkle the dried parsley. Does that look like a generous sprinkle? Just a little more. Okay, and then we're gonna add our lemon juice. And we were going to use a, is this one called for garlic? Yes, so I'm gonna put a tiny bit of garlic powder, just a bit. And this one called for the salt-free mixture. Here goes. I'm looking for the quantity. Take teaspoon. On the instructions, lemon. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be good. And finally, the lemon juice, which is pear. And then I'm gonna toss it all, and we're gonna then start making chocolate mug cakes. The quantity of lemon juice is 2 tablespoons. 1, 2. I guess you don't want it soggy. But we can wing it. We can see if you need more. Salt-free seasoning here. Lemon top here, beautiful, everything's beautifully labeled. And another spoon to give it a toss. Here we go. Yeah. If I were to do anything different for my personal taste, I might just let the zucchini cook a bit longer. But one of the things that I've only recently started to do properly is that there's the after cooking. So when something comes from the pan or like cake comes out of the oven, there's still so much heat in it that it actually will go on to cook another 4 or 5 minutes. And there's that sweet spot for letting it be a little too dry or a little under sort of soggy. So I think our zucchini is gonna be happier just the way it is. Okay. How are we looking online? All right. So now we're gonna have fun. Got it. Mug? Yes. But what I liked about this recipe, probably can put all of the others. And bring the mugs over.
Okay.
Is it healthier when the vegetables are less cooked?
That's a very good question, and
The question was?
when vegetables are undercooked versus overcooked, or the degree of cooking, I'll put that way. So in some respects, the cooking makes many nutrients more available, especially in the case of plants, like because they're fibers. So raw is very good for the nutrients that are heat sensitive, which includes vitamin C and folic acid. But the way I like to, as a dietitian and a nutrition educator, I say the vegetable that you chew up and swallow is the one that's healthy for you. So if you don't enjoy it, sort of just barely cooked or raw, it's no help. But if you like it cooked further along, cook it to your preference. And then in the big picture, the more vegetables you eat, the better your overall health. There's tons of research that supports that. So if you don't feel sort of guilty or like you mishandled your vegetables if you cook them, or peel them. All the nutrients aren't in the peel of the potato. They're throughout the food. And in the case of a potato, I love food science. I don't know if you can tell. So in the case of many foods, the youngest part of the early food is beginning to synthesize nutrients in it. And as the food matures, the concentration of the nutrients is closer to the outer, I want to say perimeter, that's the wrong word, the outer surface of the food. So the very, very center has the least amount of nutrients because the nutrients are being created in the food as the food matures, like an apple or a pear or a banana. But that's like an inch. I wouldn't like go to court over it. But if you needed to make a case, well, if you peel the potato, you're losing all the, or peel the apple, it's not that severe. And it depends on what you like. Now, I always scrub my potatoes like crazy because I read this maybe 20 years ago, and I can't imagine it's been very different. Potatoes sprout, right? When we were kids, our moms had a pantry or a bin where the potatoes were, and they always had eyes. So they're coated in what is called a sprout retardant. It's a hormone, which is basically telling the potato, chill, just hang out, don't do anything. And I just think I want to scrub that hormone off the potato before I eat it, because I like to eat the skin. It's tested for human safety, so it's not like, oh no, don't let it be in there, but it's a part of the way to maintain the food supply so that things don't spoil and become inedible, in an unreasonable amount of time. So, that's potatoes. Good question, though. Any questions from the online? We're gonna make these mug cakes now. Okay. And then we're gonna eat real food. So I brought a few mugs from home. And I brought them from home with the absolute intention of not taking them back. So anybody that wants, I don't wanna mix them up with you.
Well, some of them are ours, so.
Yeah.
One of them's Kevin's, that's a gift, so we have, the Christmas one is
This
Kevin's.
one
We have to give that
says
back.
gourmet candy. I don't mind letting that go. My daughter said she doesn't need to have her Tasmanian devil one. This one I bought at a flea market. It says tea. Okay. And this one I don't have a clue how long ago I got it, but it doesn't have that old hippie feeling of pottery. Yeah, because that's me. The rest of these are big as yours.
Yes.
Okay.
Keep those.
So here's another one. It's from the American Diabetes Association, and I have a few of theirs because I
And so we're gonna make
volunteer.
a cake in that one.
Right, we're gonna go big. Okay, so what's the deal? The last recipe says chocolate mug cake, and it says it takes 4 minutes, cook time 1 minute. And I thought that's better than making brownies or making cupcakes or making something else. This is something that when you get in a mood for chocolate, you just go ahead and make it, and if you like it, you're in good shape. Why not add whipped cream? But we'll talk about that another day. So you could do this in a bowl and then pour it in the mug, but I'm gonna try to do it in the mug and put it right in the microwave. So I'm gonna make sort of an assembly line. First thing is a tablespoon of cocoa.
Under the camera.
And this is the Target brand, although I do like Hershey's, I don't have anything against them.
So no, let's put the mug under there so people can
Yeah.
see you.
And my tablespoon has honey on it and mustard. I'm just gonna wipe it off. Is that okay with everybody else? No harm done. Nothing to do with raw chicken. Now, tablespoon of cocoa powder. Then it says 2 teaspoons of Dutch. I'm not sure what the author had in mind, but they say, well, then add 2 teaspoons of the other, an extra 2 teaspoons of the other. So we're gonna do a round tablespoon of cocoa powder. Pam?
Over there.
So forth. The second ingredient is, the third ingredient, 3 tablespoons of flour. So I brought flour. 3 tablespoons of flour. And we're gonna mix this up in the mug. 1 tablespoon, 2, 3, yeah.
What's spelled? S-P-E-L-T.
It's another kind of grain that's made into, can be ground up.
What the question was, because people online
Oh,
couldn't hear
that's
the
a good one.
question.
So spelt, S-P-E-L-T. And, I'm tempted to say Google it. Excuse me. Okay, next ingredient. Excuse me, 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. Salt is definitely here. Okay, I brought some extra salt from home. Now, 1/8 of a teaspoon is pretty much a pinch, but this is 1/4 of a teaspoon. I'm gonna do just the littlest half of that. Not into the flour, but into the mug. Okay, and then it asks us for a sweetener of your choice, so 2 tablespoons of sugar. I brought some sugar from home, and if we run short, we can hit the kitchen for some more, right?
No, we might have some.
It's a possibility. All right, 2 tablespoons. By the way, when you make a cake, does anybody here really like bake from scratch? Me too. So if you're making a chocolate cake versus a kind of yellow, ordinary vanilla cake, chocolate cake is twice the sugar. It's 2 cups of sugar to whatever your flour and eggs, whereas white cake is 1 cup. This chocolate is really bitter, but it's also good, so let's move on. 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder, brought that one from home, so 1/4 of a teaspoon, that's that tiny little one. So this was supposed to be 1 minute prep. I mean, I think I'm going way beyond that.
No, 4-minute prep, 1 minute cook.
Okay, 2 to 3 teaspoons of oil. Can I get some
Water?
water? Thank you.
I got cups back here.
I could just swallow heavy cream, or white wine.
White wine.
I said any liquid. Okay. So one of when you read the reader comments, that you might want to oil your mug. This one is not oiled, so we'll see how it comes out. So I'm going to do 3 tablespoons of milk. I could swear I had it.
Okay, I'll get it.
A couple of cartons.
Can you use skim milk?
Yes, for sure. So I think what I just got ready to do was to add 2 to 3 teaspoons of oil and then 3 tablespoons of milk. And then it asks for vanilla extract, which I did not bring from home. So the first one, without the vanilla extract, we can still get a sense of what the texture is gonna be and how delightful it's gonna be to smell it cooking and so on. So we're just waiting for the milk. We might even cheat. Improvise, that's a better word, right? And try some of the heavy cream with a little bit of some other liquid. We'll see. Heavy cream has a lot of fat. The ingredients also ask for 2 to 3 teaspoons of oil. I wonder if we used heavy cream and no oil, would we have kind of the same effects? Let's try. Okay. So it's gonna do 3 tablespoons of milk and 2 to 3 teaspoons of oil. So I'm gonna do 4 tablespoons of milk. 4 tablespoons of this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the only thing missing from this one will be the vanilla extract. And that does make a difference. I don't wanna say big deal, who cares? So let's stir this up. Now, can you see the ingredients are coming together? And then we're gonna put it in the microwave. You don't have to cover it. And it has very much of a thick dough for the moment. I did practice this one at home with the ingredients. I didn't have the milk.
We don't have milk.
Okay, so we're improvising with heavy cream.
That works.
And if I could ask you for another cup of water, since I sort of sipped out of this one. Or we could use one. Even Barbara, even the little half pints of milk that they serve at lunch?
They don't have, we're out.
Oh,
That's what I was
okay.
looking for.
Okay,
We're out.
I had one, I should have saved it.
Somebody volunteered.
Oh,
You don't mind?
possibly.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Nice. You saved the recipe.
See, you got the night, and that's why we have all of you guys here. Because, in a pinch, somebody's got something.
You know?
Yeah.
So Barbara, I have one more need. Is there any vanilla? Okay. Okay.
Come on.
So I've added
The vanilla.
I've added water to the muffin, the mug cake. Yes, love? Oh,
Vanilla.
just a pinch per cup. So 10 pinches? Is that such a thing? Okay, so I hope you can see that I think I have more of a batter going here. And now, not a perfect one, but it's the first one. We're gonna pop it in the microwave. I think we pop it on high, and then, depend on the microwave wattage, but we're putting it in for 40 to 60 seconds. Let's do 40, because we wanna be cautious. 40 to 9, how many?
40 to 60 seconds.
Yeah. Oh. Smells like curry. And we are going. I'm gonna do 1 minute, which is 60, but I'm gonna stop it when it's down to 20 seconds. Are we ready?
What about the vanilla?
We'll put that in the next one. But when we come back, while I'm assembling the mugs, we'll bring the food out so everyone can sample the chicken, the lemon pasta, and the kale slaw. Yeah.
We got a little bit of
Just a little bit,
But if you grab a cup, you can just pour some in the cup.
and then it's so much
I'm
easier.
gonna get a tray so I can start.
Yes, we
putting-
were starting serving
Okay, so
the,
I'm gonna start. Yes.
well, I let it go down to 11 seconds. Let's see what happens at 60. What I'll do is pass the cup around. I don't think the cup is gonna be too hot to handle, but I want you to see the texture.
Excuse me, I had a physical history,
Yeah?
and I was told, my cholesterol was fine, I was told that they went from
Pasta.
my doctor's actually,
Just pasta, not potato, not rice?
potato I shouldn't either, I shouldn't have any baked potatoes.
So I understand that rationale. It's to say, if you have insulin resistance, pasta may drive that up and that may promote, yes, it does through a pathway.
So I just want I can have some.
Yeah, I'll repeat, so her doctor informed her in her last physical exam not to have pasta or
Baked potato.
baked potato.
At all.
And that was because she had high cholesterol.
Not very high, but a little high.
Okay, so this is actually looking good, I'm gonna pass it around. Why not? Okay, I mean, I'm not saying anyone should,
So
just,
is that true, should I not eat this? Oh, really?
yeah.
No, it's not.
I think I might wanna give it another
little more
10
time,
seconds, but
yeah.
maybe not. And there's nothing in here that is, it's like this whole raw egg,
Okay.
nothing in here is gonna have an adverse effect on us in case it's undercooked or underheated. I'll just pass it around for you to check it out. This is the first mug.
Cake.
Yes, Lou?
So you can't really give me,
Yes.
you can't give me the answer, I mean, it's.
Yeah, no, I think the answer I would like to make sure is evidence-based, is that pasta, high carbohydrate foods, tell your body to release insulin after you eat them. And for some people, insulin response might be in such a way that it can actually interfere with some other pathways in your body and can contribute to pushing your cholesterol up if you have insulin resistance. So I'm going from A to J, whereas I'd like to do B, C, D, E, F, G. But, yeah, I think it's not bad advice. But I have some good news. Ready? For those of us who might have insulin resistance, any insulin resistance, pasta and rice and potato have a very low glycemic index when we eat them cold. So our cold noodles are actually much more body friendly than hot noodles. That's good news, right? I mean, if you don't mind eating cold. Okay, so let's do another mug while Barbara's getting ready to serve Okay. Can I set you up here?
Sure.
All right. It's not kind of ugly, but it's
Well, I
gonna
think the
take
chicken
shape.
needs to be cut up.
Yeah.
So let's cut that up a little bit and.
So I'll go ahead with the assembly line on the mugs.
Okay.
Okay.
How many do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You guys want to try some of the food?
Well, I'm actually allergic to sweets.
Okay. Oh, they don't eat, they only eat vegetables, right? They're vegetarian?
I'm not
Vegan.
vegan. I'm not vegan.
She's vegan, but she's vegan. Okay.
You must be scared.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it, yes, because I'm gonna spoon it out.
By the way, those of you who are
Yeah, I'm
online,
the mugs, I'm gonna spoon into smaller things.
okay,
Because we just don't have enough mugs for everybody.
Oh.
Or time.
well, that's a fact. I was gonna cut the chicken up over here in a corner.
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
How does the mug cake look? Looks edible? Who here likes to eat raw dough, cookie dough? Is anyone here a cookie dough person? I mean, you don't wanna do that because cookie dough often has raw egg. So, we have not cooked with any eggs today. No, wait, no eggs. I'm the one that made the recipes, no eggs. But there actually is a restaurant in the village that serves raw cookie dough. I'm just gonna do this. And it's called dough, D-O. And they use pasteurized eggs, because eating raw cookie dough is a thing. Okay, I'm just cutting up this chicken into slightly smaller bits, so that everybody can get a big piece.
The pasta does not have dairy, right?
No, that was lemon juice. It's the
Lemon
chicken, the
juice.
chicken has the
Only
cream.
the chicken has dairy.
It's no picnic having allergies. Okay, I'm gonna do this chicken faster.
Like running a restaurant or an airline. Yeah, it's just take the watch.
Here you go.
I'll tell you right away, if they like it, they don't care, I'll tell you.
Who's your mom?
Yeah, that
Your
look,
mom was
that
with
look,
you.
yeah.
Auntie. Can you get her some water? Okay. She said, you just said you needed water, right? What's what?
Go on for them, don't give them all.
Oh, that's spicy, oh, put pepper in there?
So you take the cup, who needs water? Okay, will you take a cup over to your uncle and ask her to give you some water? I'm gonna make sure Barbara's hands are full.
Feels so hot.
Is it too hot?
There you go, young man,
So
dig
much
in.
spice.
Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Maudene.
Yes, okay, the chicken pieces are almost cut into, edible little chunks, and I'll go back to my mug cake assembly line. How's the mug cake look?
So good. Alright, I'm serving, listen, you can tell I'm the mom, I'm serving the healthy stuff first and saving dessert for last, so, I can't help myself. That's it.
Well, you know what they say, life is short, eat dessert first.
And it's just a soda.
We're looking for the dessert.
We're gonna make sure all the ladies get something too.
The dessert has dairy. Yeah.
It does?
It does, it's.
With the milk. Pay attention, Maudene. So, how do you like it? How did it look? Sort of that gooey,
Yeah, you look.
but now you wanna taste it, right? Okay. Barbara, can I help you serve, or should I start by?
Yeah, why don't you start with that, and then when you're done with that, you can help me,
Okay.
You guys, let me move that out of
All right, I'm gonna do 3 at a time now. Those of you online have any questions?
I think when you're done, you don't need to do a huge amount of plates.
No, thank you so much,
Oh.
Maudene.
I seriously was gonna give away the mug.
Okay, how many more do we need for?
Okay.
Maudene, very tasty.
Which one?
We did, they have the 2 salads.
Okay, you know, I wish I could take credit, but they're good recipes, aren't they?
Salads you have.
Wait, does the salad
That
have
is a
like
salad.
dairy?
No dairy in any of the salads.
What about
There's dairy in the chicken. Yeah, both of the pastas have dairy.
You got it? No, you can relax. You're trying to avoid your something? Yeah, not yet.
We're spell ring.
That's the porcelain in each of the mugs has just a slightly different ring. They're there.
Okay, how many do we need? 1,
3, 1, 3, 1, 2.
I got 1 more for you.
Okay. Oh, did you wake up? Okay. And a pinch of salt. 1, 2, 3.
Anybody else? Everybody
2
got?
tablespoons of sugar.
Okay. And I'm going to then start with the chicken. I didn't even have to buy lunch today.
No?
I should bring that chicken back to the refrigerator.
Yes, yeah.
Let me.
There's something in my drink.
It looks like a little kale. You're okay. It's just a little kale that
I love how we come in, we get the front row and then we do most of the talking. What was it, did something splash into the water?
Yeah.
Oh, kale makes the water better.
Okay, honey? That's good, yeah. Okay, and this way it'll. Oh my.
That chicken is delicious.
Is that chicken good or what? I know.
Salad is good too.
Yeah.
Salad is good with it.
Even if it is raw.
Look at
Okay, we're gonna do, this is 2 to 3 teaspoons of
salad
oil.
is like, whoa.
1, 2, 'How'd you like it? Is it, except for the one that splashed into your salad?
All right, that's right. Okay. Did everybody get chicken? All right. Anybody need a little extra? Did you want some chicken?
I want it.
Okay. You're not a cheese. Okay, that's fair.
Thank you, Bob.
One more? One more? You're good. Huh? Did you have a tripod?
Okay, I'm almost finished with 3 more that are, according to the recipe, milk and all.
Okay, so I'm gonna start giving everybody a little bit of some of the chocolate. Where's another, do we have an extra spoon? We do.
Just cooking them now.
And I had rabbit
Who's choking? I have the contract on coughing and choking, no one else can do it, okay? I own the
Where's
contract.
the mug
She
that
does it all
had
the time, you
the,
gotta give her whatever you're taking.
where'd the mug go that had the
Which one?
chocolate?
The mug? Oh, yeah, it's here.
Oh,
But this was like the experimental first one,
Okay.
and now we're going to.
Is anybody okay with the experimental one?
No.
No? Well, that was
I
honest.
say let last in,
She
gets
didn't even
last
have to,
choice.
Yeah.
she didn't even have
She
to think
wants someone
twice
who has
about it.
Seal of approval.
But I'm getting ready to do these, I'm trying to find a cleaner spoon. Any more clean metal spoons?
I just use this for the chocolate.
No, this one.
Okay.
Okay, so I wonder if I put 3 in the microwave at once, that'll be okay, right? We'll have to cook it a little longer.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Okay, 1, stir.
And I think that's enough, because right now I'm giving tastes. I think we might have.
Right, but this one has everything according to the recipe.
Oh, all right.
Those are wing, those are good.
Are we actually gonna try the experiment?
Well, it's,
I like that wee part.
unfortunately, it has dairy in it, so I can't, I wish I could give you.
That's right, we did use the other. Okay, so who thinks they might make the mug cake? You have the recipe, right?
Okay, you know, we're waiting for more, but do you have anything else? Somebody want more?
This mug cake is when you have that chocolate Jones. People say that, right?
Chocolate Jones? I've never heard.
When you ever had a Jones for something, no one says that anymore? What do people call it when you have a craving?
A craving.
I am such a creature of another generation here. Okay. Let's put him in.
Okay. We have a little more of the experiment if somebody else wants to give it a shot.
What, the chocolate?
Yes. Was that a yes? All
I
right.
was for the other one because vanilla, you put the vanilla in the.
In there now.
Okay.
Kale salad.
Was that good? Okay, is there a lot left?
I want the recipe for the kale salad.
You guys are
Do you-
really fortunate.
You have the printed?
It's not, you can't, let's see, Clary.
I have to try.
Ah.
Do you need a plate to try some of your own cooking?
Oh, in a second, because I start coughing too. Let me see the page. Sometimes, wait, oh no, the bottom, the URL isn't very big.
Here, I'm gonna bring this back right now.
Okay, good idea.
That's good. Yeah, they're making one more. We'll wait for the other one. The kale salad, we can just.
Okay, the kale salad, I have it here. I will email you the link. How's that?
Barbara's gonna make a stop for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but you can address it.
Ah.
And she prepared it.
Do you want to, put your name and your email at the top.
It's okay, Barbara's gonna.
Barbara's gonna say, oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't wanna give you extra work, you're doing enough.
It's gonna be my thumb. That's an offer. I love these instead of that. And maybe that will happen one day. We'll go off-site, as they say.
Yeah, it's really good.
What about on the show today? Did you do meetings on the TV?
Did we work on remotely on Zoom? Yeah, we did. We did during lockdown too.
Yeah, a lot of that.
Okay, Barbara, I think this one needs about another 10 seconds.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
looks kind
okay.
of putty.
Because I put 3 in.
Who sees ice cream?
They're coming.
I bought one.
I'm gonna start making 3 more, is that okay?
To the Chinese. Yeah.
The other one was the cream chicken, and the other one was the pasta. 3 different ones.
So we said 3 tablespoons of flour,
I think they have
2 tablespoons of cocoa.
It's just the kale one, you don't have to. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was 6.
Okay, wait, I'm gonna show you, this one's, I put 3 in at a time, so this is, these like, these a little more time, do you think?
Oh, it looks good to me.
It needs a little.
Let me show the next row.
Yes, it is. Wow, I like it.
So I put 3 in at a time, this is like 1.5 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So if I pop my finger, it sort of pops back.
Yeah, so it's good, it's perfect.
Is it time to let it go?
Yes.
Needs more sugar? Ah, yeah,
Oh, you tried it?
okay, yeah, and the vanilla needed it, the vanilla makes a difference. I think this one's ready.
Yeah, this is good.
I'm spooning up some more.
Because she said that, when you were talking, we need extra
Okay.
Am I sharing this with someone?
I brought a lot of stuff. Okay, second row. Coming up, I have more mugs. I'm doing mugs now.
Oh, no, I thought I was gonna, to portion it out, so you don't have to keep making mugs, we don't have enough room.
You sure? Think you do? Think so? We can always use a coffee mug over again. Okay, let me,
No, we can't use a coffee mug.
that's so true.
So that's why I was.
So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here.
I'll portion it out into the cups.
I want to try it at home.
7, 8, 9.
Right.
I think I have more.
Right, but
This is about, yeah.
I think we have
So
enough
they
cups.
put more.
Yeah, no, I'm halfway in, but,
that's all right.
yeah.
Because
Okay, let me
portion it out, we have
That's
to.
true.
Save the last one.
I may ask you for your cocoa. I may take it home, using a whole loaf.
How much you're gonna need, I was thinking just,
Good little girl, she
I
loves it.
seriously wanna give these cups away. I don't,
It's a good thing.
I'm purging.
okay, oh.
I have a
All right, you want me to make you a plate?
Yes, please.
One little plate for each of us.
Like, your baby.
1,
Okay.
2, 3. Now sugar. I may need more sugar, Barbara. I need more sugar.
I don't know if we have more than just packets.
So I'll make it your healthy decisions.
Yeah.
You guys like apples?
Hey, I think you see my auntie's mouth.
Nope. They're not, they were just cut, so they sometimes turn a little brown, but they taste just fine.
Why do they look like they have leaves on?
Well, because they might have some parsnips. They ask good questions.
You forget that when you don't have those little ones around you. Oh, yeah, it's like, did I ever quit?
Oh, grandniece. Yes, I do. I'm all right. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why are you using my auntie's milk?
She gave it to me.
For her to make sure the recipe can be successful.
What's the weight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Question.
Yes, yes. Yes. That's a good question. It is online, I just didn't print it out.
She's making it in the cup.
Do I have to skip the?
Not at all, but if you walk home,
It's so good. You gotta go round and round and round.
yeah, you gotta do the steps.
Okay, here you go, sugar.
Okay. And another one here.
Here's another mug.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave, what is it? I'm gonna put your food in my office for now.
Okay. So the mug is good so far. Everybody got a sample?
No.
The experimental sample?
No, we didn't.
Oh, then you're gonna get a mug book.
Okay.
I'm trying to make sure I have enough cups.
I went crazy.
Oh, of course.
I'm sorry yours was bitter. I wonder if that was the experimental one?
It is more sugar. Remember you said of chocolate you have to put extra sugar?
Yes.
Because it was a
Does
little
anybody
better.
need a napkin?
And that was the experimental one.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, no, didn't mean to throw things at you. Do you guys need a napkin? Good?
I found a seed. I'm gonna plant it.
All right.
That's good. We have a gardener here. We like that.
Anybody else need a napkin?
My uncle's a gardener.
Very good. Everything's delicious.
Okay.
We can plant these apples together. I don't know.
How does one of them look thicker than the other? And I'm measuring everything so specific, exactly, precisely as I can anyway.
Deciding gardener.
Yeah, what can I'm trying to be more efficient here. Everything was rolling along until the end.
Do we have, well, do we have anybody, before you do that, do we have anybody online who has questions, comments? I see Amy's still there. I don't know if anybody else is still. Yes, no, or we've answered everything? I will put the, okay, I'm gonna step. I will make sure, hello, guys. I will make sure to put recipes on our website, so that if you want to try anything at home, you can do that, okay?
That's wonderful. Thank you for including us on Zoom, Barbara and
Oh, you're
Maudene.
welcome.
Thank you
Always
for all
nice
your
to have
efforts.
you.
Barbara,
Yes. Yes, Rini?
I said thank you very much for including us.
Oh, you're
Appreciate that.
welcome. All
Okay.
right. Take care.
All right, you too.
Oh, the seed.
So if you wanna unmute, I think I'm gonna turn off the Zoom.
Can you do me, because my hands are messy?
Yes, I'll get you in a second.
How are you guys doing?
Excellent. Everything's excellent.
When am I coming?
I can call you here.
I'm not demoing anymore, so I don't
No,
have to be
no.
elegant.
No, you do not have to be.
The hairnet.
Well, the hairnet, I guess you still technically need it, just because it,
Yeah, everything's great.
I gotta do it. Yes. You don't have to. I wanna get it. I have glasses. Put it on the other side. Doesn't pay to be silly, does it?
So when the mint is gone, you got to figure out. Does that make sense?
I know, for real.
Do you need another hair net?
No, this one just got caught in everything. Oh, no. I don't want to ruin my earring.
Yeah.
Okay, we're cooking over here.
We are still cooking.
She's not going without her chocolate cake. Maybe.
I can't blame her.
It feels like nothing, it's nothing. It's like she
All right, apparently the chocolate needs to be a little sweet.
Yes.
It's still not.
And I wonder.
I technically ran out of sugar. We just ran out of milk.
All right, so that's, okay, so I guess we're.
Do we have enough for everybody to get?
How many more?
How many who has not had any of the chocolate? 1, 2. Okay, only 2 people.
Okay.
Okay.
There might be a whole cup or a half a cup.
Okay. Okay. We're good.
And I wonder if it had.
No!
What happened?
You
I
can
wonder
see
if
you.
it had.
Oh, no.
I say whipped cream or chocolate icing. Oh, no. Or sweet. This one is.
Okay, bye guys. We're done. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.